What's up, everybody? Robert's one boy back here. Welcome to episode 23 of CreeperNation Survival. We'll get geared up here. Spies how shift clicks working. You might see some differences since last time I shot here. Of course, I did change that. Changed here also. Took this from being carrots and made it wheat. So I have carrots, wheat, potatoes. I added some more torches while doing some maintenance off camera earlier today. It was actually when I was doing the maintenance here, changing the farm. Had a creeper that had spawned inside my wall. Other changes, added the brick here, going out the little gate. Added the rest here, steps. The brick going out this gate. Let's go out this gate. Okay. Now we got caves over here. Look to the map, looks like we got a couple of ravines to our south. Of course, southeast we got the extreme hills. Let's go check out the ravines. It might take us a little bit to get to them. Because it does look like they're on the other side of these hills, or possibly in. Hey, some more iron. Dead in here. I want very much iron. Some iron's better than none. Got some coal. Let's explore the rest of this one while we're here. something just went flying past my face. Don't know if it was a bug or some animal fur. That's one thing you gotta love when you got a couple animals that don't shed and some that do. You never know when you're gonna have fur flying past your face. Okay, we can go down there and check that a little later. Okay, this kind of opens up all over the place, don't it? I don't see anything up top there. Don't see anything here. Except for the drop there. Is where this other branch looks like it might go around to. And it kind of brings us up to here. It does go down. Let's go check this other space. It might go down the same spot. It looks like it's a little easier to get down. Also, so adjusting my mic. I've been told by players rather soft spoken. Give me 1 moment. Alright, sorry about that. Just that one of the dogs. She likes to go and chase the cat. Okay. Let's go up the waterfall. Also, we got a cave open here, excuse me. Excuse me. Lunch is wanting to talk back. Well, actually, it looks like that was. Well, this was the thing I was thinking. Which means we races there. Let's get back home before it gets too many mobs out between us and it. Excuse me. Oh. Sorry. Looking at a couple of different things on my computer while I'm waiting for that smelt. Unfortunately, it is almost looking like the bucket could be coming to an end, which means people will be stuck on their current bucket surfer versions till either Mojang releases the mod API. They got DMCA filed against the bucket. Not much input. Person that was helping with the craft bucket portion, and you've got I'm looking at one right here by M. Baxter. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 4. 34 members have resigned from the bucket project, and I think some of it, I don't know what the deal is. I've read a bunch of the posts, all the posts. Excuse me. And looks like a large number of them I think some of them just I think some of it has to do with just some nitpicking, some being ill at Mojang, saying they own Bucket. If they own the original code, since they hired Grum and Dinnerbone, they own their original source code, and technically, as long as Bucket continues to use that original source code, then technically, my opinion, yeah, they own Bucket. Which at the same time, I can understand everybody on Bucket sitting there saying, well, I've contributed this, I've contributed this, I ain't got nothing, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. I mean, I think some of it has to do I just lost my train of thought, sorry. But I think some of it's just some heads, and this is my opinion, stating my opinion. This isn't based on anything but my opinion on what I've read. I think some are being a little pissy that Grum and Dinnerbone were hired, and because their original code is the basis for Bucket, that by Mojang hiring them and acquiring that code, that Mojang owns Bucket. Sit here looking at one. Granted, it's what, over a week, almost 2 weeks old now. That Nathan Adams, aka Dinnerbone, tweets to make this clear: Mojang owns Bucket. personally want to update Bucket to 1.8 himself. Bucket is not and will not be the official API. Like I stated before, I don't know if I've done it in one of the videos or not. And sorry for going on a tangent, just sitting in the same spot and all. Um, we can remedy that. I think I can still sleep. Oh, maybe not. It ain't dark outside. It just looks like it is because it's raining. I don't know if I've stated it on here on one of my videos or if it's just chatter between myself and Creepers Plays MC. Um, it would be smart for Mojang. Granted, they're saying Bucket will. Nathan, speaking on behalf of Mojang, basically saying Bucket will not be the official API. But my excuse me, I'm still a little under the weather with allergies, congestion, and everything else. We're having some funky weather here where I live in the southeastern U.S. We're talking like 70s and 80s one week, 90s and 100s the next week, back to the 70s the week after. So, yeah, it's that time of year, pneumonia weather. I am going to want to get to my point and either finish with my video or end it, because it'll take forever to upload. But my position on Bucket and everything is you got something that works. You own it. Granted, you can't pay everybody that contributes to the Bucket project, and I'm sure that's some of the issue. People saying, well, we need to be paid. Bucket.org, one of the people has in a comment about paying for Bucket, paying for updates, paying to get the plugins and all. Which, yeah, I can see something like that working because the fact it does work good for applications on your phones, your tablets, and all. But 1 would not work. Why do you want to pay for updates? Like, I have an iPhone, I have a Google tablet, an Android tablet. I have Minecraft on both of them. I have Angry Birds on both of them. I have Skype on both of them. I've got Twitter on my iPhone. I don't know about my tablet. I don't remember if I put it on there yet. All of those, if they weren't free to download, which Twitter, of course, free, Skype, free, Minecraft, $7, Angry Birds, you can catch them for free sometimes. Sometimes they're like $2-3. But once you buy it, they give you your updates for free. So my thing is, if I'm having to purchase the application of Bucket for my server, and CreeperNation is run all out of pocket, I pay the bills on it, I pay for it, I pay for the website, I I'm paying for a TeamSpeak server for it now, and I do all this on part-time salary. Granted, I am getting ready to take a new job here in just over a week. My last day at my current job will be a week from tomorrow. The new job I'll start what was it? A week from yesterday. Give me a second, let me take a look. No, 2 weeks from yesterday. So a week and a half from today, I start my new job. So basically I got what, 1, 2, 3, I got like 4 days that I won't be doing anything. And we've got some weather going on. But I pay for it all out of pocket. Every server I've owned, I've paid for out of pocket. I have donation page for. I've had donation pages for every server. I've offered perks. Granted, some of those perks can't offer anymore because of the EULA. Although I do need to change donation perks on pages on my page now to include TeamSpeak because I got a donator section on there. But complying with the EULA and all. Some people so used to that pay to win format or getting all these extra perks. No sir. Down. Thank you. Sorry, talking to one of my dogs. Trying to get up here in my lap with me. He's your sweet boy. Yes, you is. I mean, there's been times I've struggled to keep a server up because of the fact that it's all out of pocket. My last server where I met Creeper's Place and 90% of the players on here, after I stepped down from the position I was with the company I'm currently with and went to part-time, my finances got to a point that I just could not afford paying for the server at the size that it was. I had help from other 2 owners. I had 3 co-owners on there. 2 of them helped, one being my brother, who's on this server also. The other being a good friend of mine from server years ago that I played on, who's been on this one also. He helped me out some. He's helped out some with the old server. But the other owner, who was able to donate to all the other servers she played on, not going to name any names, but some servers she's been on was once a Sky Does Minecraft server. What the name of it is, I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and see if I could even look it up. There's a couple other servers I know from her profile on the website host that I use. There's a couple other ones that showed that you read messages to the clan or the guilds there about her donating this, that, and the other. Well, trying to get her to help out. I mean, the plan was like $60 a month, which granted that plan's no longer that anymore with the host, the same host I'm using now. They restructured their plans, made them a little more in line with how other people do them. So, but sleep while we continue to talk, which has been going on for over 10 minutes. But when you're trying to run a server all out of pocket like that, it helps to have help, be it donations or other owners that will contribute to the project. And this one owner didn't want to. I had said something at one time about bumping the server down to lower my cost, get rid of some plugins. No, we can't do that. We got to have them so we're popular. Yada yada yada. Which none of the suggestions helped us in the long run. Yeah, it might have gotten us a player or two at times, but they didn't stay on. Granted, I think some of it might have been issues with some of the staff I had just being, lack of a better term, asses. And granted, I've got some of those same people here, staff, still act like asses at times, but they've learned they keep it up, they're going to get their punishment according to staff rules, which I was unable to enforce on the old server because the other owner didn't want, the co-owner that I had felt like she didn't have to enforce it. So if I demoted somebody for abuse of power, they'd go whining to her. Albert's demoted me for no reason. So I end up getting made out to be the bad guy. Can't enforce rules that that owner helped create. So one time I tried to remedy that and sit there and show her, hey, we need to be all on the same page in enforcement. Why you demote me? Why you demote me? Why? This ain't fair. Why? And of course, that same. One moment. Well, was I talking this whole time without sound? I could have. Who knows? If I was, I apologize for the close to 20 minutes of silence. If not, back on to my little rant. But One second. Sorry. I had to fuss at the cat for scratching at the bathroom door. I don't know why that damn cat likes to scratch at the damn door. But insane person. When I was able to run the RAM server, which is what this world's off of. Granted, I don't know how much of it was generated on realms other than the main base area and that general area, and the spawn portion for here, for this world, was generated there. Um, but she found out about the RAM server. I had to promote her on there. She had to be an owner. Yada yada yada. Well, needless to say, won't told about this one. She signed up on the website. We immediately banned her from the server. She pitched fit. Why y'all ban me? Why y'all ban me? One, it starts bugging me and bugging creepers about wanting staff, wanting op, wanting console, and trying to explain to her, which granted won't hold true. I don't own this server, I just help run it. I don't have console access, which is a blatant lie. But I mean, none of the players on here wanted her here, and it was going to come down to telling her that straight to her face to get her to understand. Okay, how did I get hit by poison when I dodged it? That's how I got hit by the slowness. But, I mean, she's one to cause the issues, cause problems. She did it on the old server, didn't need that drama and crap on this one. Didn't want the drama and crap on this one. There's enough of it as it is. Um, Yay, slowness wore off. But long story short, she don't want nothing to do with myself, with Creepers Plays, the server, anything. And to be honest, that's fine with me. Don't bother me none. Probably know it should, but I mean, when you deal with the crap I did with that person, gets old fast. And while, yeah, I do still think they could be a good owner, I'm not offering up another server of mine for them to practice on. And this same person sitting there wants to fuss. You're a big shot, did it. Not to me, but with the creeper. Not realizing that this server is treated more as a democracy. There are good lines of communication between myself and Creeper's plays. We both have a clear and precise vision of what we want in the server. We both know what it takes to run one effectively. And it's like I told when I was talking with Creepers, the co-owner on the old server I was on, met her on her server that she had. That was when she was looking help for it. Was having issues. So I volunteered my experience and all, and was initially given admin, then got demoted down to moderator because I need to fill you out. Well, long story short, there were a ton of issues. They were running it off their computer, but whenever she did world edit, she might screw up half of her world. There was a time that upon doing the world edit to copy and paste stuff for this hotel tower she was building, she ended up inadvertently somehow restoring a huge amount of TNT to a location that I was helping one of the other moderators build a rail line through. Needless to say, detector rail for powered rail line. Cart comes over, detector rail sees it, sets off all the damn TNT. They want to jump on us. That should be my first indication. Nope. Don't need to be doing anything outside of helping. But had player wanting fuss about, well, the server's not up. Server's only up when I can't play on it. So I was like, hey, how about this? We partner up. I'll open up a server for you through host I'm using. Help you run it and all. Things were going okay. Had some issues and all. And got to the point where, because of, what was it? Was it the 147 update? It was around 1.4.7, I believe. Yeah, because 1.6 was when we had, was when we upgraded Gizmo, and right after that's when the perms crashed. The 1.6, like 1.64 or something like that. So it would have been 1.47, 1.5 something. Don't remember right off the top of my head. Sat there and said, hey, I've lost a fair portion of my server base, which granted, I had 3 or 4 main players on, a couple others that were on, but lost them due to the update because it took so long for Bucket to update. Excuse me. So I was already paying for 2 servers. Or I was paying for the 2. I could open up a combined one that had more memory, would pay a little less. So that's what it ended up doing, which became Gizmo. The original map, I told her, we talked, she agreed. No houses in spawn. Well, I'm trying to get spawn built with a little bit of help from her. And she decides she's going to build a house in spawn. Which, and everybody else that came on decided, hey, we're going to build a house in spawn. So that didn't work out too well. Had a bunch of player houses making spawn look like shit. Not allowing for what needed to be done in spawn to be done. We had a hall of staff. We had a bank, because I was using a banking plugin at that time, which I'm still trying to find another one. Because the one I was using won't work no more. Also had Spawn Mall, which never had anything put in it. Well, had a few shops end up going in it. Never got around to building the admin shop. Never got around to doing a lot of stuff on it because having to deal with that, and then new players, server was shutting down, so I had a huge influx of new players come over all at the same time. Some applying for staff, some asking for staff, some asking for help with this, help with that. Um, then our permissions crashed when we updated. And I tried to tell her, look, we need to make sure before we update that all our plugins are updated and are working okay. No, it'd be fine, they'll work. Permissions worked for, I think, a few days and then crashed. Which the funny thing is, the person that writing the permissions, those B permissions, I know a lot of people still using it, no issues, but for some reason some servers had issues. Person's like, well, I can't find a problem, and I'm like, well, evidently there is one because I've used it on 1, 2, 3, 4. Is my JR one I had way before? At least 4, if not 5, different servers before. Server I was on, then met Lincoln on, used it. Matter of fact, they're still using it. Lincoln's server, we were running it on there, no problems. So it was something in the piece of code that, along with something in the update, caused the corruption and made it where the server could no longer run B permissions. So that ended up taking out the entire server, corrupted the world file, everything. I had my backups corrupted, just wiped out everything. Finally got around, because at this time I was working full time. I was a manager for a convenience store company, which same convenience, I'm still working for that same convenience store company, or at least the next week. And then I'm gone. So it took me a couple of days. Server was down. Went in. Finally got time off, or got enough time in one of my days after work to go in. Brand new. Oh, that's coming from behind me. Sorry, I thought I was hearing some new weird sound on Minecraft. Nope, it's my big dog behind me snoring. So anyway, excuse me. I don't know what. Well, I know why I'm yawning so damn much, because it's called 5.5 hours of sleep, which is an issue with this job. Because if I close at night, work closing shift, which is, I go in anywhere from 5 o'clock in the afternoon to 7 o'clock in the evening. Work till midnight. Well, I get off, I come home. I'm still mentally wired enough, or physically wired enough. I can't just go straight to sleep. Sorry. So I end up sitting up till 1:30, 2:30, sometimes 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm right back up between 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. So that's another reason why I'm accepting this new job. Outside of pay increase and kind of basically being my own boss with it, set my own hours. So yeah, but get back to what I was saying before going off on that little side tangent. Of course, this has been a half-hour-long tangent, although I have done some other stuff. It's mostly been a tangent. So yeah, got the world reset, brand new world seed and all. Started building spawn. Found a nice spot for it. But I was like, I don't want to go through and build a whole brand new spawn. Had a program that I had used before. Mod, work multiplayer. Went in, downloaded that, installed it. Excuse me again. And um, got a spawn off of another server. Made a few tweaks to it. Loaded that world in, or rather loaded loaded the world in because I had multiverse. Copy and pasted the spawn over. I had to do it in chunks because the spawn's so big, so many, too many blocks. I crashed the server. So I had to do it in small chunks. And the spawn was multiple layers. Some of the buildings had multiple basements, so I had to do the whole, making sure basements and all were in. Go back in with this same female co-owner. I don't want any homes being built in this new spawn. Alright, no problem. No homes in the new spawn. Not even 2 months later, she was having herself a home built in spawn. Nice big fancy mansion. Well, I didn't want to be hassled with having to leave my house and come to spawn to help somebody if I had to. What do you mean if you had to? You're not on half the time. I was working. It might have been around this time that I was stepping down from being a manager to going back to being a regular associate. I was like, I'm on more than you are. I work full time. I'm working 50, 60 plus hours a week, which is, I was required to work 50 as a manager. Upwards of 60. There were weeks I was working 80 and 90 hours a week. Matter of fact, I think if you went through and you averaged out the hours per week for the whole time from the time I accepted the promotion and became a manager in training to the week I stepped down, pay week, I probably averaged well over 100. I think I was averaging 96, 97 hours a week from the beginning of the pay year to the time I stepped down. That's what I was being paid for. If you took the hours I was being paid for, and you averaged it out or divided it out by the number of weeks I worked, it was coming up like 90 some hours a week. I was really working more than that, because being salary, you work 90 hours, you still get paid for your 40. So yeah, but I'm like, get back to it, off this side tangent, back to the main one, or to the second one. I was like, I'm on here more than you are. My house is nowhere near spawn. You've got op privileges, so it's not like you can't be in spawn in 2 seconds from the time somebody says, hey, I need help. It's not like you can't be right at spawn or right at them in 2 seconds. So, needless to say, there's issues going on. Leave of absence. I don't remember if that was before or after the demotion for abuse of power. To get my point across. Hey, while you might be an owner, I still run the show. You're an owner by my good graces, which basically was the situation since all the funding for the server coming out of my pocket, not yours, or out of the pocket of myself, Thalius, Dracoon, and Lincoln Parker 829. I mean, they had more reason. They had more say in what was going on. They were going to get more here. They were going to be heard a lot more than her because, hey, number one, they're contributing. Thalius Dracoon's my brother. So he's pretty much any server I have, he's automatically going to get whatever position he wants. 9 times out of 10, he's going to get owner even if he don't want it. Lincoln Parker 829, probably one of my best friends from online gaming. He's going to get whatever he wants. He wants owner, he's going to get owner. He wants to be a regular citizen with op privileges, he's going to get it. Because he helps. He's helped me build server, he's helped me run them, he's helped me manage them. He's helped me when I wasn't able to get stuff done. He stepped up and he helped. Well, having some issues on server. I need that extra help from a manager, from an owner. What happens? The female co-owner decides she's going to step down and take a leave of absence because she's let her work go. Her school work. She's in school. We're not going to say age. We're not going to say anything, although she did misrepresent herself as being in college at the time. And it wasn't until server was shut down that found out that they weren't as old as they said they were. Not by a long shot. They're younger than current co-owner Creeper's Plays, who's in his teens. Younger than some of the players I have on here. This person was. They decided they needed leave of absence, leaving me kind of stuck. No help. Thales was on when he could be. My SRHs, I had already lost one. Another one had computer issues. Ended up losing them. So I was relying on my SRHs, which were basically head admins. Relying on my admins when some of them decided to get on, which I had an issue with some of them. Nope, I'd rather play on another server. Forget this one, I'd rather be on that one. Because I can get more privileges on that one. So, needless to say, I think around that time, that's when Creepers got promoted. and tried to promote him up even further along the line. But I was like, no, we don't need to. Got a couple older players from other server, from Ryan, or from Lincoln's my server. One was a female co-owner. The other was an admin. They both got SRH. Were able to help out tremendously. Then both of them decided, hey, we're kind of done. One decided that because she could be flaky. The female SRH. That left us with the original female SRH, who ended up basically pissing off the female co-owner, and at the same time pissing off the other three owners, myself, Felice, and Lincoln. Well, she got banned. And granted, at that time, in the defense of the female co-owner, it was said that no, she's helped out a lot more, which I guess you could say was true, at the same time was not. The female SRH that got banned did help the server, but at the same time, it was helping the server more or less to help themselves, which, funny enough, same thing the female co-owner was doing. So, but to make a long story short, or to make it shorter, the female co-owner wanted to get on here, become an owner, a head admin, wanted op and console access. Well, the head admin we did have, who's still an admin, he got demoted from head. He had op, he had console. Don't make me regret it. What happens does. So he's proven himself back, but will he get console? Time will tell. I'm not gonna say yes, I'm not gonna say no. I'm just gonna say time will tell. But yeah, wanted all that mess, and we're like, no, you're not getting it. We're not gonna have somebody coming on here trying to. What was said was, and I sent the message. I relayed your wish and request to the owners, which I explained to her, yes, I have the title of owner, yes, I have some of the permissions, but I'm not an actual owner. I get it because the fact that I do all this work for the server, which was and was not a lie. I have owner privileges. I have the owner title. I do all the work for. I do a lot of the work for the server. I just kind of stretched it out, saying I want an actual owner. I am. We got one of our citizens to kind of get in as a fictitious one owner named Cole, which actually is not a fictitious person, but never been on the server. They're not an owner of the server. Senator said they do not feel like they should give it to you. for basic facts. They don't want somebody coming in trying to run the server differently than they are running it. Don't want somebody they have to worry about stabbing them in the back and trying to steal the server. Which, if you listen to this female co-owner, Gizmo was hers. Gizmo was never hers. Her server was hers. The closest server that she and I ran together that would have been hers was Domain. Basically, what I did on there, I went in, I set it up, I was managing the plugins, I was writing config files that needed to be rewritten for this, that, the other, allowing for other stuff. I wrote the permissions file, which granted wasn't that hard because basically copy paste my permissions file from the server I had at the time, JRJ, which stands for my initials, Felix's initials, and Lincoln's initial. Which it was Albert's. If you look at the initials, JRJ, it was Albert's initial, Lincoln's initial, Felix's initial. So basically, the only server she was on that she and I ran that would have been considered hers would have been Domain. Creepers never played on it. Creepers did not join any server I ran until Gizmo. He started off as a moderator and moved up from there. Long story short, or not long story, but another part of the story, try and make it short. She emails him or responds to an email he sent saying, well, I gave you console, I gave you owner, I gave you staff, I gave you this, I gave you that. And he pulled up, sent back to her the original forum posts that he put in for the thing. Well, and her answer to him on the forum was, well, I'll have to check with Alberts. He's the one that makes the final decision on staff. I don't. Which, I did make the final decision on staff. She recommended him for moderator. He got moderator. Well, at one point we decided we were going to reset staff and allow other people to apply for staff. If they were already staff, they could apply to be the same position or higher. Well, he decided he was going to apply for admin since we had lost a couple of admins. Or some decided I'm not going to bother reapplying. You want to kick me out of the job? I'm not going to reapply. Which we weren't kicking you out of the job. We just wanted to allow new people the chance to be in staff. Instead of staff being set in stone that, hey, this is who it is. We're never going to change from it. We're never going to deviate from it. If you're not staff now, you will never be staff. I don't like that. I don't operate like that. I think everybody should have the opportunity to learn to be staff. That's how I feel. That's how I like to run my servers. If I can give you your first staff job, that's cool. I got some on here now. Matter of fact, you might have seen over in the corner one's name pop up. She was a regular citizen on Gizmo. She was a regular citizen on here. And when we were having issues with a player, I think it was staff member, she rose up on her own accord and defended the server, defended myself, defended creepers. So, needless to say, she was offered a promotion to moderator. We've got one that probably honestly should have been given moderator on Gizmo for her enforcement of no swearing, no caps, no spam and all. But the female co-owner was like, no. Female co-owner didn't like the two of them. The moderator that you saw pop up and the friend that is now the head moderator on here. So, but I mean, I'm about development. Matter of fact, speak of head moderator, just got on. I'm about development. I mean, if I think you've got what it takes, then I'm going to offer you or allow you to apply to be staff. If I think you got what it takes and the other thinks you got to, then we'll probably give it to you. And you'll have it till you prove us wrong. And quite honestly, I believe they're doing pretty good. Yes, there's some abuse of power, which is against staff rules. But at the same time, some of the abuse of power is being directed at players that are like JS Diamond Creeper, who has crashed this server twice. Some of it's towards like their siblings, which I'm not going to enforce that too much because I've used my power on Phalius, Tim being my sibling. I've abused it on Lincoln. I've abused it on some other staff. So I'm not going. If they want to sit there and troll their little brother, little sister, who am I to stop them? Even if it's a big brother or big sister. As long as it don't go too far, I'm fine with it. Okay, I don't know what the heck they're talking about. Do need to get wrapping this up there because we're at an hour plus, almost an hour 20. Anywho, it's been probably last 20 minutes not doing nothing. Anywho, I mean, when your server base and your player base, most of them are from a server that you had previously that is co-owner, that's on there, that wanted to come on here, become a co-owner or head admin and have open console. As soon as they found out that she applied to join or that she contacted us, and then found out that she applied, it's funny that you got players that weren't on at the time that we said that she messaged us. she wants to join and be this and that. They pop on. Oh hell no. No, 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 no. Um, I mean, that's how much problem she caused on Gizmo. And I cannot sit there and call myself a good server owner, server administrator, if I sit there and I don't listen to my players. My players don't want anything to do with her. Don't want her on this server. Don't want her having anything to do with it. So, who am I to sit there and tell them